And we are live. It's
So
on
that
them
when it
right now.
shows, it's still smooth.
It's on who?
Just put it here. I'm gonna hide it.
There's a term in carpentry called sister. There's a term in carpentry called sistering. It's when a ceiling or floor joist, the wood, becomes too weak to handle the load that is put upon it. The builder, to save the structure from collapsing, will strengthen the joist by putting a new piece of wood right next to it and fastening them together tightly with nails and glue. Sometimes the structure is so weak that 2 new joists are needed, one on either side, all fastened together. These new pieces of wood are called sister joists, and the process of holding up the weak piece is called sistering. Let's consider that sistering process as it relates to women. Whether she's the floor, the foundation of her family, or the ceiling, the covering in her marriage, women have carried the load and endured the storms of life since the beginning of time. But sometimes the pressure of the load gets so heavy, sometimes the wind and the rain of storms cause such severe damage that the stability of our lives is weakened and our very foundation threatens collapse. Any more weight, one more storm, and we'll break. That's when we need the process of sistering. Welcome to Sistering Sisters. This is where we Sister Joyce meet every third Saturday at 10 a.m. to sister each other, to stand side by side, fastened together, holding each other up, relieving the pressure, and preventing our sisters from breaking. I'm Deborah Robinson. Join us now for a Sistering Sisters conversation. What?
Do I have a tear?
Already?
Have mercy.
If it's there, it's
Already.
okay.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome to a Sistering Sisters conversation. I'm Deborah Robinson. I'm so glad that you are here and you decided to join us. We know that you really could be anywhere. It's a Saturday morning, and you've chosen to be here with us. So we thank you for it. So what I want you to do right now is, if you have a sister friend, if you have a girlfriend, share this video so that your girlfriends can hear the conversation that is going to go on today. I'm really excited about Sistering Sisters. It's a conversation that we're going to have today, and with me are 2 of my sister Joyce. So if you heard that,
I believe that.
that's right. These are my sister Joyce, and I have Sharice, short Sherry, my best friend for a long time. And can you believe she's not, I was going to tell you how to reach her on social media. She doesn't even do social media.
I'm fighting it too.
Me too.
And then we have LaTanya. Wow, LaTanya, I feel like we're just sisters.
We are.
We bonded on a level that not many people get an opportunity to bond on. So
Yes.
yeah, so it's amazing. Both of you guys were here with us during the launching of Sistering Sisters last year. I forgot what month it was, but during that launching. It was really powerful. We had women in the room who were able to share their stories. And one of the reasons why this time we're doing it in an intimate setting is because we didn't want everybody to hear all of the women's stories, because all of them weren't ready to share. And we allowed them to really open up and to share in that setting. And what we're going to do is we're going to play a piece of that as I kind of explain how Sistering Sisters started, what it's all about. And when we come back, we're going to talk about the Sistering Sisters Manifesto and where we are on this journey called life. We'll be right back, but we're not taking a break. You're just going to see some video of the Sistering Sisters brunch.
All righty.
Oh, okay. I'm going to test this while you're doing that. it's not going out to our brunch?
It is not.
Okay. Well, then we are not going out to the brunch. Instead, we're going to start the conversation right here at the table.
Can I do this?
Yes.
Cheers.
Yes. You have it.
I just
Just
want,
cheers.
Just cheers to sistering sisters.
Yes.
I love these girls.
Cheers to sistering sisters. Okay, before, when I invited these two to the table, I had one prerequisite. And that was that you are ready to be open and honest about where you are on the journey. Because listen, ladies, there is no destination to get to. It is a continuous journey through life. And when we're on that continuous journey, it is a process of learning and growing. And that's where we all are. So we don't have any answers for you. We can only share where we are on the journey. And if you can just glean from that anything, well, then you're welcome to take it and use it. So,
and let me share something
yes.
there. One of the things I'm learning at this point in my life, I think, there's different segments in life and in relationships as well, whether it's a relationship with their sisters or whether it's a relationship with marriage and intimacy on a different level, but that the journey is constantly evolving. Where you say there's no destination. At 21, I had a different destination, and I was on a different journey pursuing different things. But, after children, before marriage, career, or even health issues, what we sometimes find ourselves doing is reinventing ourselves. But with that reinvention comes a change in destination.
Wow.
And as all of that happens, you begin to understand it's less about where you're going and the journey, and you evolve as a person. So the whole thing is evolving. And what I find with that is that if I keep that in mind, for me, because I tend sometimes to want to control everything, want to know where we're going, what time we're going to get there. I'm the planner, and I have to plan. There has to be a plan A, a contingency plan, and so forth. But when I let go and allow God and just the process of whatever happens, sometimes it's ugly and it's painful. But with that comes growth. With that comes understanding and development and evolution even. So I'm grateful for that. That's what I am still learning. Let me not mistakenly say I've got it made, nor that I am there and I've arrived.
That's right.
Okay, well maybe I have. No.
Well, I know what you're going to say.
She knows right now that I have a statement from another girlfriend, and she said this, and when she said it was an aha moment, and that is, I have not arrived, but I have definitely left.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
I have definitely left.
Now that's a part of the manifesto. I like that, but what I find along my journey is sometimes I want to go back.
I know.
So
Me too.
So when I leave, sometimes I return, and I still have to have those reminders because it is a process. It's like, okay, so we've grown from here. Why are you back? Or recognize, okay, so I was here, and it's okay to move forward. It's okay to leave some people, to let some things go.
Yes.
But if I need to come back to get somebody, that's all right too, because I got to bring you with me. So
That's right.
So what I noticed, though, is when I keep going back, that means that I didn't get the lesson that I was supposed to get.
That's good.
So it's like God keeps taking me back to it, saying, now, get the lesson this time, because you don't have to keep coming back here. Get the lesson so that you can continue to grow and move forward.
That's good, because what I've learned, is that for me, if someone is supposed to be on my journey, God will allow me at that moment to take a rest, because He's teaching me how to rest, and they'll catch up. If they're supposed to be walking with me on that leg.
Wow.
Okay? Because I have gone back too many times when He did tell me to leave that place. And this is it's not about, all God and word. There's some things in the natural that we have to attest that, if we don't do these things in the natural, people will kill us and we will silently suffer. And I'm not silently suffering anymore.
Wow.
There are times when I have to shut up. But there's times when I have to speak up, and I know the difference now.
Wow. Talking about the journey, where are you on the journey? I know married with two children. Married with
6 children.
6 children.
two biological children, but all of them are our children.
Okay, so where are you now? Where are you now?
Where am I now as opposed to or from or just today?
Just today, where are you
Ah.
on this journey?
Today I am a little bit tired, and what I'm finding is that I'm having to listen to my body more. Tired, tired, and in the emotions. There's a word there. If I'm really emotional and I'm tired, I'm out of balance, I'm having to re-examine and say, hey, what's up? Where am I? What am I doing too much of, or what can I pull back from, just so that I can have that quiet time with God and just myself, and disconnect from the phone, disconnect from even sometimes my husband. We're one and all of that, but if you've been married long enough.
And how long have you been married?
By the grace of God, 21 years.
Oh my gosh.
So and it is still, as I say this to say, it is still a learning process. I used to wonder, there's a friend's mom who was divorced after 27 years, and I asked her, and I might have been like 19 years old, and I said, well, how do you get divorced after 27 years? I mean, at that point, don't you just decide to live with them? I mean, what can be so bad? Okay, so now fast forward. What you find on the other side of that is that life happens. Yeah. People are growing, people are changing, situations occur, and because you change, you have to ask yourself at every juncture, is this what I want? Am I okay? Can I stand? When does my boundary cross? When is enough enough? So with that, I understand more on this side than I did on that side as an unmarried person who had not lived at all. But 21 years married. My husband, by the grace of God, he's a good man. He is a human being who's heavily flawed, quite like his wife. So when you take 2 flawed people and you make gumbo, girl, sometimes there's some crabs in there, there's some shrimp. Sometimes some shell gets left in the mix.
That's real. That's real.
By the grace of God, we continue eating. And we try to have something there for our kids to eat from, because we're trying to build a legacy.
That's it.
At the end of the day, I came from a home where my dad was not a part of the picture. He and my mom were not married. So it was important to me to intentionally try to do things in order. That was important because of what I had seen and what I wanted for my children and my life. So I try to be cognizant of what they see, whether it's good, bad, or ugly, but talking to them along the way to tell them the idea that it's all going to be good is a fairy tale.
That's right.
And that only exists, in books, and they are authored, which means that somebody wrote that, somebody left out some things, somebody intentionally did not add some things, so that you made this purchase, you bought this book, you left with a good feeling. Life is not that way.
That's right.
So as they're seeing this and digesting this, I want them to know, so as they take away these truths and they get a chance to apply them in their lives, they walk away and they're whole, and they know what whole looks like. Even if they're not at a particular period, they know, hey, I don't have to stay this way. I don't have to live like this. And there is more and there is better. What do I do to reconnect? So that's where I am.
Wow.
Okay, so wait. Before you go to LaTanya, and where are you?
Come on, give me some.
Come on, sister. And where are you?
Give me some.
And where are you?
Yes, my dear.
Where am I?
Yes.
Oh, no,
You're
that
right
question
there in the
is
middle.
yours.
Is
And that's
it
not
mine?
it is not rhetorical.
I wanted you to be next.
No. Here. Close it. And yes, I'm with Sherry. Where are you? Then I'm the lefty now.
Okay.
Go for it, sis.
Where am I?
Today, last week,
right now.
right now.
I like it. Set her up.
Did we hear silence?
I love it.
Make it good.
Lost.
That's good. Okay, so I need you to elaborate on that.
Love it.
The life, that the life situation that brought us to this table was my marriage, and 21 years I couldn't do 21 years. I barely did 2. Could not do anymore. And how long have you been married?
18
Yeah,
September.
so I just I just have to give it to people who manage to stay married. But I knew for me that I couldn't stay in something and live a lie. My whole life is about living and being truth, and I could not live a lie. And the lie was based upon my marriage and my husband's, infidelity, and I just couldn't do it anymore. And I left. And sometimes I'm, because it's been 3 years, but we've been separated for longer than we've been married, and we still don't have a divorce yet. And so that's why I say lost, because I don't even know why I'm still married.
Well, I was going to, having known you as long as I do know you don't believe in divorce, and you did not marry to divorce. And not that many people do, but there is a plan B. There is a prenup. There is a way out, and there's a let's live together first. That's, all of these other options. But I was really pleased to see as you were growing and developing and being married. That was not the married Deborah. That was not, because again, at every stage you were someone else. Single Deborah was not married Deborah. And as married Deborah, I saw my friend, my sister, become a beautiful wife. And being a beautiful wife does not mean, again, that, we just look wonderful all the time and everything's wonderful and we're just white picket fences and roses and with the 1950 dress with the
No.
goblet in our hands.
No, with the white hat.
No. But what I saw was something remarkable. Because in marriage, whether it's a good one or one that's not good, there is sharing, there is giving, there is getting outside of yourself to be with someone else, even on some levels, if you don't do it all the time, unconditionally. So to see that after you've lived single for so long, LaTanya, you can attest to what marriage is. But after you've lived single for so long, to see that and to see that develop, it's like, ooh.
Well, I think I have developed some philosophies after a year and a half of marriage. And I don't think marriage is a natural situation. It's not natural.
No, it's supernatural, because you cannot do it by yourself.
That's exactly right. It has to be supernatural.
I don't know. And I think it's so unnatural that I don't think I'll do it again. So that's where I am.
Well, can I say this?
Yeah. Let's hear you.
She's between two sisters that I will say, don't say never, because if the very thing that you say never, as you get closer and closer, then that'll be what God will require you to do to fulfill what He's called you to do in another leg of your life. Because the woman of God said something that was so important. At 20, she was on a journey at that point. Before children, after children, we all have different things that we're going for at that particular time. And then sometimes we lose ourselves trying to find ourselves.
Yes.
We don't know who we are. We have an identity crisis all of our lives. And then some people never get to that place to understand who they are. So they're still living the 20s, the 30s, the 40s, the 50s, and they never grew up just to be you, just to be able to look in the mirror and say, if this was a mirror, I love you, I appreciate you, I honor you, I totally respect you, because I've learned that people respect who they think I am.
Wow.
That's good.
If I'm driving one of my specific cars, then, you're somebody. But if I'm driving another one of my specific cars, they won't even talk to you, which I don't care. But why do I get more because I'm driving that car? Sometimes I won't drive my other car on purpose, just because if you don't know who I am, don't talk to me because of who you think I am. And so, going into who I am living life light now.
Wow.
You said living it life.
I am living life.
I need you to make that one
Light.
plain for me.
Light.
Add some clarity to that, sister.
I'm going to tell you.
All right.
Years ago, I wrote a manifesto. I'm living this manifesto here now.
Wow.
But
And we're going to get to that manifesto in a
I'm
second.
living this manifesto now, but when Deborah gave me this manifesto 8-9 months ago, really was not this 100%. This is on my Facebook page. But I really believe 100% of this now. But my short manifesto back then was making mistakes, learning to make mistakes. It's okay to make mistakes. Learn from your mistakes. And I wrote, learn to live life light, enjoy the journey of life. Mm-hmm. Well, at the time, I didn't understand the journey it's ongoing. So if we're so busy caring about the destination, we miss out on the journey of getting there. Mm-hmm. I'm enjoying it now. So the days that I'm having a down moment, I just accept it. And everybody around me at my job or my kids have my human moments. I don't try to pretend. Oh, put on a happy face. I don't do that anymore. It is what it is. I'm human. I'm having a moment at that moment. I apologize. If you don't accept it, that's between you and God. So I'm living truth now.
Wow.
I'm just learning to live truth now. If I'm not feeling 100%, I've got to, like my phone is over there being charged up, I've got to go to the one that can charge me up because I obviously have let somebody take my joy.
Yeah.
I don't know who did it. I don't know what for, but I don't care. I'm learning how to give my cares to God, literally, and not take on mine and anybody else's.
Something you said I thought was really powerful, and it resonated with me. You said, people take your joy. Sometimes we just give it away.
You're right. Because
you know what? And I'm going to tell you exactly this. Joy is mine. Peace is mine. And you're right. I give it away. And then sometimes I let them take it. Because it's the loved ones. It's your children. It's your husband. Those are the ones that we care for on a day-to-day basis, moment by minute by minute. And if we're not careful, we will allow them to manipulate us through their own issues. We allow other people to inflict us with their afflictions, and we don't even recognize it. So then we give it away because I love them. But I'm learning to set boundaries with all men, even me.
And that really is key. I know that living a single life and being single, I only had to pay attention to myself.
Right.
So, you're perfect when you're by yourself.
No, I remember a conversation. She had been working on a project for a while. I'm going to tell this story, so don't stop me. And Deborah had been working on a project for a while, and she said something to the effect, she says, all these people just keep calling me. And I said, okay. And these are, this is family. We families have issues. Oh, my goodness. So she's talking about all these people, and I was just perfect, Sherry, till all these people came in. Everything was perfect. And you know what? Okay, so now she's laughing. So she didn't laugh then. It was really a problem. I mean, because everything was smooth until other people, came into the mix.
That's right.
So if we don't have other people, though, what happens is we think we're okay.
That's exactly right.
If we don't have other people, there is nothing to sharpen us, because it's only sometimes when things are crazy and I can pick up the phone and I can call Latanya and I can say, hey, we're going to Home Depot. I just need a break.
I remember that.
And she says, what do you want to do? I said, I just have to get away. We're getting in the car. My car, your car. I don't want to talk a car. Let's go. Let's not make decisions. Let's just get away.
Yep.
And just the ability to walk with another sister and not have to explain, justify, quantify, qualify, and just be. We looked at things. We did our pretend shopping list. Yes, we did, and we left. Look, we left things as we found them. We put them back on the shelves, but it was just the freedom
I found paint
to do
that day.
Oh yes, you did.
I did. I took it back, but I found paint. I thought I wanted the blue until I got home and realized I don't want that blue. I did take it back though.
Wow.
But with that came just the ability to have the conversation, or just to
That's
be
right.
and to re-examine. And sometimes with you picking up the phone, it's like, hey, let me borrow your brain for a minute.
Yep.
Let me run this by you, and to hear a different perspective. Because if it's only mine, as you said, I'm always right. There is nothing wrong.
That's good.
But it's only when we talk and you say, hey, no, that's not right, or let me tell you this, or you bring up something, and it's not. And sometimes it's just flat out, and it is accusatory. Girl, you were wrong,
That's
or
right.
she's like, you need to take that back. And then other
That's
times,
what you need a sister for.
Exactly, and that's it's the beauty of being honest.
That's
sometimes
right.
it's brutal and it's ugly, because
That's
life is
good.
brutal and ugly. Sometimes, other times, it's just a question that provokes thought, and you're like, I hate that I picked up this phone.
But
You know?
can I tell you something? And I thank God, I promise you, is that they have been very good best friends for all these years, and I've only known Sherry for 9 years. But Sherry is the first friend that I had when I came to Arkansas. And just before this beautiful lady came in, I was tearing up because I was having a moment with Sherry and reminding her of the moment I met with her before today. And we were sitting there on the floor like two little kids, and we were talking for like hours. And I had not had that kind of time with her in a long, long time. And I saw how God set these three ladies in motion, because I know this beautiful lady because of Sherry. And I'm so grateful because I was able to bond with her in a way like never before. But this is a strategic moment in time, because I will say that many people think that they're out of time, off time, they're not sure about time.
I like that.
But I'm going
I
to be
like
honest with you. You are on time. You are on schedule.
right.
And
Amen.
God has not made a mistake with you. Because when this person didn't show up, that person didn't show up, and it didn't start on time like we thought it was going to be, everybody just kind of cooled their heels. And we're doing what we're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting with two women that, just before we went on camera, the woman of God said, I think you should take your gum out your mouth. I'm just being honest.
That's what sisters do.
That's
Yes.
what sisters do.
Yes.
And the key was simply this. I think you're right, but I'm going to take it out in a few minutes. And then what she did was, it's over there. She's just being real.
That's just Tanya. Yes, that's Tanya.
She's just being real. She closed it up like that, and she put the gum in, and it's like, give it to me now. Don't give it to me later. And I just wrapped it up. And that's what sisters need to do.
Yeah.
We don't need to tiptoe around each other, put on all the little pretty masks, and if you're wrong, you're wrong. And your sister should be able to tell you that.
Yeah.
But we have thick skin. And it's like, these two sisters right here could tell me anything, even if I don't like it, and I might go have to suck on that wound for a moment. I'm going to come back because I trust them both. Mm-hmm. They have earned my trust, and I have earned their trust. We need that kind of sisterhood.
Yeah, yeah. And you know, when I first got the understanding of sistering and what it really means to sister, it's a carpentry term, and if you're just joining us, you're tuned into Sistering Sisters, just a conversation. I'm here with my sisters, my sister Joyce, Sherry, and LaTanya, and we are talking just about life, just about where we are. And Sistering Sisters came about because of my own personal experience in going through life and knowing that I needed a sister and seeing women come through for me, like really come through for me. But at the same time, it came about because I saw sisters and women who were the I would say object of my husband's infidelity, and I started to get angry at them, realizing that they're not the ones for me to get angry with, and realizing that we sisters have to at some point come together and sit together, have discussions and understandings about things. Because I remember consciously making a decision at one point. I had a good guy friend, and he was married, And he used to work with me, and we would go out of town, and I would have to call his wife and say, can he go with me to this place? And she would say yes, and she would say, Deborah, take care of my husband. And one day that really, really hit me. It was like she said, take care of her husband. So that meant that I now had an obligation to my sister.
That's right.
So regardless of what he did, because some men will be, regardless of what he did, my sister trusted me.
That's the word.
And she looked at me in the eye and said, take care of my husband. Then I knew that I had to honor that. And for me, it became a covenant between me and my sister.
That's right.
That was more important than anything for me, and making sure that he wasn't where I was running around with other women.
Okay, so okay, let me take it to church on that one. Okay, so this thing will preach from the book of Sherry. Verse 1 to 5. The Sister Matthew Deborah commentary. So what I heard you say, and I'm gonna tell you what I extricated from that.
Okay.
So no.
Go, Sherry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sherry.
What I heard you say, and that was just really good about. She's saying taking care, her telling you to take care of her husband. I like that, but when you're married, to hear that as a single woman, it's taking care of my husband. It's a covenant, and that means something, and not to take anything from that. But as a married woman, when you know what taking care of a husband means, you are his helpmeet. And I say, if it's anything you need, if it's helping, you can't get up, I have to help you get up. If you fall, if you have something on your face, it's my responsibility to tell you. If it's right, it's stand with you. If it's wrong, it's tell you you're wrong and still stand with you. But it's still, all of that to say to my sister, take care of my husband. I'm not around. He's around you. Take care of my husband. It's like I'm trusting you, not just with the take care of my husband. Oh, girl, if you see him and it's not together, it's your responsibility as my sister because I'm letting him go with you. You better take care of my husband. That's what that means to me, and that's good. That's good.
That's good.
And can I say this is that I was only with my sister for 30 days. We were on an assignment together, and that was the most wonderful healing part of my journey is that 30 days that I actually worked with you.
Wow.
At that particular time, I remember my husband coming down to the studio one particular night because we thought we were going to do some other projects together. And when the woman of God said, ooh, she said, you and your husband look good together. Okay. No big deal. But as I worked with Deborah for 30 days, I would have been able to say, take care of my husband. Only because people lie, character does not lie.
That's good.
You can't fake character. And that's what, we're all missing. We want to be a specific person in the public, a specific person in private, but who you are behind closed doors is the real you. What people see in the public should be a reflection of what we're doing behind closed doors. And she just let it all hang out. And I was able to see the real Deborah, and who the real Deborah is. She's on camera saying the same thing. She doesn't try to hide her book. She just opens it all up. Woohoo! All of the pages, pages fly out. And I have to, can I do this now?
Yes.
Okay, so I've got all of these beautiful masks here.
They're gorgeous.
They are gorgeous. So, when I met Deborah, I wasn't like this at first, and I say this because this is a really, really pretty mask. But, there's something terribly missing about this because we all wear a mask. Behind closed doors, we act a certain way, and then when we come out, other people can see us, but we can't see ourselves. We've got so many issues, even though we're pretty. We cover up so much. And so as I started going along the journey, I started getting a little bit more prettier. But I still was picture perfect. Still was picture perfect. But as I kept going and discovering myself, I got a little bit more pretty on the outside, and I didn't have to worry about my makeup, getting a perm, whatever it is. Just I got my hair natural now. I'm just going with the flow now, and now I'm still beautiful with or without. I don't have to wear a mask anymore. I just don't, because someone came to me and said, "Oh, you're so picture perfect." What is picture perfect? It means that I have to, like the woman of God said, be in control of everything. What's going on with my husband, what's going on with my children. I realized that I cannot control what people do or not do. I can only control what I do. And I can only respond to what people do, even if they did something to hurt me. So I'm at a place right now where I don't wear masks, but I am careful. I am an open book, but I now share pages based on how I know people can accept it.
Yeah.
But anyway, getting back to the statement with you is, I trust this lady to say that you could take care of my husband. And that right there is a very, very deep statement to say, because most of us cannot trust each other as far as we can see each other.
Yeah. And we all have to, it's a process.
Mm-hmm.
It's a process. You have to be, and I have to say that until I was on the other side. Now, until I was totally on the other side and was able to see what a married woman goes through when her husband is choosing to be out there with another woman, I was able to, it was even more ingrained in me now that I know that, it's not something, that's not something that I want to be.
That's exactly right, and a lot of women don't understand that, and they may have saw mom do it, or they're just broken themselves. We're stuck and trapped in marriages, and I'm going to say this: I don't want to say stuck and trapped in a marriage, because at the end of the day, I don't consider myself stuck and trapped. I consider myself wide open and understanding exactly where I'm at 18 years now. And being able to say to my husband now that what things that I would have accepted before, that does not work anymore. And I have become the woman that I should be. I'm not, people may look at me and say, oh, well, you should have did this, you should have did that. Well, guess what? Until you step in my shoes, you don't know what I should have did.
Absolutely.
Right.
And that's why I can appreciate the statement you just made, which is Deborah's been on the side of being married, and she's been on the side of being cheated on. And so if women would recognize that that is a covenant between a husband and a wife, and if you touch that thing, heaven forbid, I feel sorry for you. And that at the end of the day, he's the cheater. And you are cheating with him, but he's the cheater. And you should be upset with him and not her. And that's big girl talk.
Yeah.
But if we would come together as sisters and recognize that we have a responsibility to not allow him to do it, at least with you. And if he comes to you, plant that seed and say, you know what? You shouldn't do that. If it's not with me, it could be with someone else, but shame on you for doing that. If more women would do that, then men or women couldn't cheat.
Right.
I think there's more to that.
Yes, there's more to it.
I can appreciate what you're saying, and
Yes.
I want to I want to address first, the part about the authenticity. I like that, because when we talked about the journey at the beginning,
Right.
part of the journey is learning not to wear the mask, because as women we are socialized to be perfect, to be pretty, to be a certain size.
That's right.
And I don't care what career path you take, there's some of that transfers into that. So as you're going and you're becoming this CEO, as you're coming and you're becoming this caregiver, because you're nurturing mom and dad who've gotten older, you're supposed to take it, you're supposed to be there,
Right.
you're supposed to smile, and nothing's supposed to hurt. And
That's
there's
right.
another mask. And as you're a mother,
right.
whether it's a single parent or a married parent, you are supposed to love every moment with your child, and you can't have
Right.
you know, any tired moments. You can't look tired, and your hair is supposed to be pristine, and your outfit is supposed to be together. All of these are masks. We take those things on and we try to be those things, losing sight of who we are. And a part of the journey, which I love what we started out with, is taking off the masks. And it's finding out, Lord, who am I authentically? Who did you create me to be? Now, with that,
That's it.
it is I cannot state that enough,
is.
because who I am at 21 authentically is not who I am at 31 authentically.
That's right.
And I will authentically tell you I am not 31. I'm not going to tell you how many ones I am, but I will tell you.
What? Hallelujah. You better not tell, because if you tell, then you should go.
No, I'm not doing all of that. So anyway, with that, with that authenticity, whether you're a woman
That's
or a
right.
man, we have to ask ourselves a hard question.
That's right.
The question isn't, oh, my husband's cheating, why is he cheating? The question is, it's to me. I can't.
That's right.
I cannot be responsible for what you do. The question is, how do I feel about this? Why am I allowing it? What is it in me that feels like I have to take it? What is
That's
it in me
right.
that, when I ask myself those hard questions and I get to
That's
those
right.
truths, and it's ugly, it's
That's right.
hurtful,
Yeah.
it's stuff, it's my mama, it's my daddy, it's what are people gonna think? It's all that yucky stuff, and how much I am consumed, and how much of that factors into who I am. So when I get into all of that, even with the husband and he's cheating, even with the wife and she's cheating, why do I cheat? Because I saw my daddy do it, because I saw my mama do it, because I learned that if I did it this way, I felt like people liked me, because I was molested at a certain age.
Yes.
Whatever it is that
Yes.
makes us, we ask ourselves those questions, and when we ask ourselves those questions, truth is there. And we
That's it.
begin to
That's
have
it.
healing. But with healing comes pain. We don't want to deal with the pain.
Come on, baby.
We don't want to be truthful, because I can be pretty and I don't have to tell the truth. You don't have to know how ugly I am or what junk I'm carrying around with me.
Yep.
So
That's
after
right.
we get past the brokenness in each of us, whether I'm a man or a woman, and we all have it.
Yep.
We all have it. I don't care what our profession. I don't care how long you've been pastoring. I don't care, how many children you have, how many inside the marriage, how many outside the marriage, how many years you've been married, and everything sounds perfect. We all are broken. And when we confess that, and we are honest about how we got there, and we ask ourselves these hard questions, and we look for the answers.
Yeah.
When we do that, that's when growth can occur. And that
That's
process
exactly
continues, and we're just a little bit further along. So that's the part that I like. And I'm not going to tell you I'm an open book. I will tell you, for me, my goal is, if I sit down with somebody and the Lord says share, and I mention the Lord because for me, that's a part of my life and my course.
Absolutely.
That's it. I am not without him. It's just plain and simple. So for me, if God says share, I'm like, God, the ugly stuff? Do they have
That's
to know
all
about my
right.
mama's mama and my grandma's
That's
mama?
right.
But yeah, they have to, because all they see is you today. And if you don't know my experience, you don't
That's
know how
right.
I got here.
Right.
But if you can appreciate all the damage and all the woundedness and all the junk, and you see where I am, you think that's okay, baby, there's hope for you. And that's what
Amen.
he's glorified. If he can be glorified, we're in this thing together, because somebody had to hold my hand. Can I hold yours just a little bit? And when just because I'm holding yours today doesn't mean you won't have to hold mine tomorrow.
That's what Sistering Sisters is about.
Let-
Yeah.
and,
Go ahead.
and I have to, and I just, do you have something? to say?
No, go ahead. Go
Okay,
ahead.
because hold my hand.
There you go.
And I'm gonna say this
I'll
because
hold your hand too. I don't want you to be jealous.
Don't give me jealous.
no, let me. You know what's so awesome? The awesomeness of the three of us here. I don't believe that can even take place, and I'm gonna tell you why. Even if it felt like it wanted to reap up, is that we have such a bond. I can't replace that one. She can't replace this one, and you can't replace this one.
That's right.
God in his time had you guys, and then me and you, and then me and her, and now all three of us. This is not an accident.
Oh, absolutely. not.
Because the reason why I know this woman, I don't have to get into that part right now, but they both know why me and her even know each other. And it was because one particular day I was crying out to God, And with all the people I know, I was at a park this time last year in August, I believe. I was crying out and I needed just one person, and I called Sherry. And Sherry gave me what I needed. She upheld my arm that day. She didn't give me no advice. She just listened. And sometimes all you need is a sister to just listen. But then this sister right here said, then she had different sisters for different purposes. So there's no jealousy in any of what you say is your sister. Mm-hmm. Because today she may have what I need. Tomorrow it may be Sherry. And to whatever I need, what I need to be for either one of them, that's what I need to be. Because tomorrow I might need to call both of y'all.
Do a 3-way call.
Or tomorrow I might not want to call either one of them. I just may want to go to the throne and not to the phone.
Yes.
All right now.
But whichever way it is, God is my everything and everything. So with that being said I can't remember what my statement was.
Welcome to Life After 31.
And so, at 50,
I just said after 31.
At 50 and fabulous.
Yes, Lord.
Is that it was something that you would, I know what you were saying. Thank you, Lord. Is that it is about just living your truth, whatever that is at this moment. Because for me is, even yesterday, there were some moments that I had and everybody in my house knew. I didn't try to hide it. Mm-hmm. And I wouldn't try to hide it to anyone either. Sherry just said, no, I'm not an open book. And I can appreciate that about what she said, because at first I used to just be an open book and let all the pages fly out. And that's what got me into some of the relationships and some of the trouble where people judged me and they didn't know, they see the glory, but they don't know my story. And so if you don't know my story, how can you judge me? When God has already approved me for things, I don't need man's approval anymore. Mm-hmm. And I was ripping and running around. I know what I was going to say. Thank you, Lord. Is that who I have become now is as a result of my mama, yes, my daddy, yes, or dad, whatever. I won't even get into that. My brothers, my siblings, my husband, my children. But I thank God for the good, the bad, the ugly. All of my imperfections, I'm so grateful for them, because if I had not had the struggle, I wouldn't even like me today. Yeah. Wow. I am who I am as a result of all of the brokenness that God allowed me to go through so that I can be a healed woman today. I'm so free. Oh. I don't care about hair, nails, toes. I don't care about that, because people are going to judge you anyway. So judge who you think I am, because it's only a few people that know me. These two sisters right here do know me, because I can share anything with them whenever I need to. And if I don't want to share, I don't have to. They are just very authentic. And so I'm just happy to just know that as we're sitting here and helping other women to come out and to be free.
Oh, we have to read it, don't we?
With yes. This manifesto, I'm just going to read it right here.
All right.
We're just going to flow.
Make sure they keep hearing you.
It's, and by the way, when my darling sister gave me this, I was with her on a 30-day assignment. And when she gave me mine, I said, ooh, let me put this on Facebook, because I'm like, Sherry, I don't do Facebook too often or whatever. But anyway, I'm doing it today. And it's on my Facebook page. And so this is who I really am now. But when it was first given to me, I could not say I really believed it 100%. But it says, my manifesto. I have nothing to be ashamed of, nothing to hide, nothing to explain, nothing to defend, nothing to prove, nothing to protect, and nothing to fear. Nothing is impossible to me. nothing improbable, nothing withheld, nothing is forbidden. I am all I need. No more is necessary. No more is possible. No one is coming. I am here. I am the one. Now that says Deborah. Mine says LaTanya. And Sherry says Sherry. But wherever you are within this manifesto, I just want to say, when it says I am all I need, that doesn't mean I don't need people. I am independent of people, but I depend on people. That doesn't mean that I'm needy. That doesn't mean that I don't need things from them, or they may not need things from me. It just simply means that if I cannot be there for you today and I have to tell you no, don't take it personal. God is he's your source. That just means that he's going to leave it to somebody else. I should be free to be able to say I can't do that and allow my plate. It's already full, sis. Don't put more on my plate today. Maybe somebody else can. Or if I say I can do something for you to do, show up. Okay? But I am all I need. No more is necessary. That doesn't necessarily mean that there's nothing else necessary. I need a whole lot. But it just means at that moment, if I have nothing to give no one else, let me fill up myself right now so that I can come and give you something more maybe tomorrow. Nothing more is possible. My whole life is ahead of me. So I can't say that there's nothing possible, because all things that are impossible to God, that are impossible to man, are possible to God. So that means that I have to hold on to the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. And it says no one is coming. Of course no one. If no one comes for me today, if I call these sisters and they can't answer, then you know what? I have everything within me, and I have the answer already there. Sometimes we go out here and there and everywhere, and we don't know how to just sit by ourselves and be with ourselves and be our own best friend sometimes. But yet we want a best friend. If I'm my own best friend now. So, and I am here. I am the one. That don't mean that I'm all of that in a cup of tea, unless you think that. But I say I am what I need to be at this moment. And so this manifesto, I truly believe that 100%. Amen.
Amen.
Okay, so, and I thank you for bringing forth the manifesto, Tanya. Now, I'm just curious, Deborah.
Yes.
Okay, coming from being lost to writing the manifesto, tell us what the manifesto means to you and what it meant specifically when you wrote it.
When I wrote the manifesto, I was at a place where I had to try to understand some things about how I got to where I was. I've always been very independent, always, on my own. And I got married and literally gave up my whole life to serve someone else. Lost myself in that, but did it intentionally. I intentionally did that. So when I found out that my husband was, cheating, not just once or twice or 3 times or 4 times or 5 times, but cheating, I realized a couple things, that it was a lifestyle for him.
Right.
You mentioned something, and I'm going to get back to that, but you mentioned how you have to really, look at yourself. What I had to do was I had to say to myself, this is who he is. Yeah. It's in his history. It's in his present. And it is ingrained in who he is. He accepts that. He does not... he's not sorry for that. He lives that life. So knowing who he is, who am I? Knowing who he is, what will I be? What will I do? Do I choose to live the life knowing who he is? Because you're not going to change somebody. That's right. So I can accept him as he is and live as a married woman knowing that my husband is going to be out there having affairs. I could have done that. Or I could say, because I know who you are, I choose to be who I want to be. And that is to live a life to where I don't want to be in that situation. So I made that decision. Now, when I left Little Rock, I went away for 4 months. I went to Chicago. And I had
when
to
you say
answer,
you left Little Rock, when you left Little Rock,
right when I left my husband,
okay,
I went to Chicago, and I was there for 4 months, and I had to ask myself some really hard questions because I could not understand how I could have allowed myself to be in a place to allow him to do those things for and to me. So you have to realize, take total responsibility. People don't do anything to you that you don't allow them to do. They treat you the way you allow them to treat you. So in taking all of that responsibility on, I had to realize that I had some issues within myself that would allow me to have such low self-esteem, such issues within myself that I would allow him to treat me that way. And so over the time, God started showing me things of who I needed to become and what I needed to understand so that that could not happen again. And through that process came the manifesto. Now, when you wanted to know, because we only have a couple more minutes, and because I do want to get to the manifesto, and I want to, help me get it up here because I don't have it memorized anymore. When we put this manifesto, when I wrote this manifesto, it was literal. I mean, and have come to understand and get a revelation understanding of this in every word. I have nothing to be ashamed of. I left Little Rock because I was ashamed. He cheated and I'm ashamed. Why am I ashamed?
Right.
I had to understand why I was ashamed and come out of that. So that's when I was able to write, I have nothing to be ashamed of. Nothing to hide. Why did I leave for 4 months? Who am I hiding from? Why am I hiding from people, not taking calls, not wanting to talk? Why am I embarrassed? Why am I ashamed? Why am I hiding? But no, not anymore. I have nothing to hide. Nothing to explain. You don't have to explain to people why you left, why you did this. I have nothing to explain to anybody about anything. I have nothing to defend. I don't have to defend myself for choosing to leave my marriage. I have nothing to prove. Don't have to prove anything to anybody about anything. Nothing to protect. I don't have to protect my husband. He did what he did. He's got to suffer the consequences or live with them. I don't have to protect him by not speaking my truth. Things happen to me. I can speak those truths and I can talk about those things because I don't have to protect anybody. And I have nothing to fear. I don't have to fear that any repercussions are coming or any of that. Nothing is impossible to me. Everything that I thought I could do, I can still do. Nothing is impossible. All of that came back to me, the confidence in who I am. Nothing is improbable. Nothing is improbable. Nothing is withheld. God is not saying, oh, you can't. No, I'm taking that away from you. No. Everything. God has given, the life is abundance. Yes. And God has given us this abundant life for us to live. So nothing is withheld. Nothing is even forbidden from me. You may choose not to partake of certain things. That is your choice. But all is open for you. Now, where you are in life, if you choose certain things, you're going to suffer certain consequences. But it's all out there. Nothing is forbidden. So nothing is being taken from me. I am all I need. I don't need a husband. I don't need a girlfriend. I am all I need. And when you understand that within yourself, God has given you everything that you need because Christ dwells in me. God is in me. Therefore, I am all that I need. Yes. No more is necessary. I don't have to try to go get anything more to be anything better than what I am right now. No more is possible. Even if it were possible, I already have everything. So there's nothing else that I can have. It's already here. No one is coming. Don't sit waiting on somebody to come. No one is coming. It's right here already in you. That comes out. Not coming from the external. It is already in me, so it comes out. I am here. Right here. When you realize that, you become present to this moment, present to where you are in life right now. And I am the one. Blank, period. I am the one that people are looking for until you become the one and you don't need somebody.
Come on now.
That is the thing. So I can stand up in who I am, speak my truth, begin to speak those things and to share my life of who I am, because yes, I am the one, and so are you. That's why that manifesto can be spoken by any and everybody, but you have to get to an understanding to where you can say those things. And I know Sherry has some, she's going to have to come back next week because we're
I'm
getting
coming back because we're going to break this
we're
thing
gonna
down.
break that thing down. Okay. All right, everybody. Thank you all for coming and sharing. Please share the video. Bye, everybody. Thanks very much for the conversation with Sistering Sisters. Bye. All right. Yeah.